Okay, let me see if I can do this right. This is my first time doing a voiceover. Normally I talk in my videos, but in this one, I didn't want to bother anybody else if they're practicing right now. But welcome back to our channel. Basically today, I wanted to show people what SimCity Golf is about. As you can see, somebody was actually there practicing. But this is like my second home now. I've been coming here a lot. Long story short, so I love golf, but ever since I moved to Las Vegas, I really haven't been able to golf because of the crappy weather here. We get maybe 3 weeks out of the year where the weather is really good. Other than that, it's either too hot, too cold, super sunny. I mean, there's a couple nice courses and ranges in my neighborhood, but even then, it's really hard to golf in this Vegas weather, and a lot of the ranges don't have anything covering you overhead, and then the ones that do are kind of not really taken care of. So what you just saw in the video is a Trackman GPS system. This is what the pros use when they practice. I think it's like a $25,000 GPS, so you know you're using a good system. Trackman also allows you to make your own login, so whether you're playing here or at any facility or anybody that has a Trackman, you can log in with your credentials, and it's free of charge for that part. And you can track your practice swings, your actual, you can, when you're playing on the course, you can track, you know, your spin speed, your head speed, trajectory. There's a lot of things you can track with Trackman. If you get a chance, you should really check out the Trackman system. But this is what their system looks like. Like I said, the system itself costs like 25 grand, and you have to pay for courses, so it's not really easy for the average person to have in their house or to just to play around with. But so far I've used it for like 2 months now, and it is an amazing system. But yeah, so back to my story. Again, I love golf, and I've been golfing for a long time, but for the past like 7 or 8 years, I really haven't been able to with this Las Vegas weather. I would hit the range a few times, like whenever I'm in LA, but that was like the gist of it. And SimCity opened like 5 minutes from my house, and basically this place is what we call screen golf or golf simulator, and they have private bays that you can use to either practice your swing, or you can have guests here that you can play an actual round of golf at courses that actual courses that are really out there. Right now what you're looking at is me stretching. I like to, even when you're just practicing, I always like to stretch first. As you can see in the video, I have a habit of, even just when I go to the range, I like to put my golf shoes on, just because that way when I am out on a course, I have that same feel. I'm wearing the same shoes as when I was practicing, even though the grass may feel different, and the turf setting may be different. Just having that familiarity, I got so used to that. So yeah, whenever I practice, I know some people don't, but whenever I practice, even if it's just for a short period, I do put on my golf shoes. My stretching routine is something that my instructor taught me, like, what is it, almost 20 years ago. And that's stuck with me. So as you can see with the Trackman system, I started off with practice, and when you're at the practice settings, you can either do, like, they have little games you can do, they have swing analysis. I just do this is what they call just the range, which kind of simulates you being at a range. You pick the club that you're going to be practicing with, and it'll kind of give you a target of basically what that club should be at. And of course, don't get discouraged if you're a little off, because that's just average distances. everybody has their different distances and their you know, strengths. So in this case, I believe I'm starting off with my wedge. You know, I don't like to start off with the longer clubs. I like to start off with shorter clubs and just kind of get my swings. And don't mind my swing. I haven't been playing for a long time, so it's not really where it should be, if that makes sense. But yeah, at least the ball's going straight. You can't really see it right now from here, but on the left side, it gives you all the data of your swing, your head speed, your spin rate, how many yards it carried, how many yards it actually went. This Trackman system is really accurate. It's one of the, like, I myself, I've tried some of the like super high tech, like 8 laser system, like 12 laser systems, and I think this Trackman is just as good. It doesn't, so far, the only thing that wasn't super accurate is the putting, but I mean, I think putting, you can do that at a putting green a lot better anyway. So like, as you can see, like right now I'm in the range setting. In a little bit, I'm gonna show you what it looks like to go on actual course. In my case, I have it set even when I'm playing on the course, just to 2-putt automatically once you're on the green, so that you don't actually have to go through the formality of putting, which, you know, honestly, it's not super accurate. So right now I just changed to, I believe it would be a 7-iron after my wedge. I believe the 7-iron sets you at like 148 yards, which is a little more than what I normally hit. I think I'm more like a 147 iron. But yeah, this is just, you know, for video purposes. Normally I'll hit my wedge at least a good 30 or 40 balls before I move on to, you know, the longer 7-irons and then my hybrids. I'm one of those players, I like to simplify my game. I don't use too many of my clubs, actually. Once I started using hybrids, I actually don't even use long irons anymore. My bag, which I'll do a separate video on one day, but consists of only up to the 6-iron. After the 6-iron, I have a 5 hybrid, a 3 hybrid, and a 4 wood that I carry, and my driver, of course. But yeah, I don't carry any long irons. As you can see in the video, yeah, my 7-iron is not quite reaching target. I think, again, the target's 148. I'm hitting maybe 143, 144. Just not bad. But yeah, so this is what the practice part of this looks like. And this is really helpful because I myself didn't know exactly what my distances were, but now that I kind of, after I've been coming to SimCity and practicing on the simulator, I kind of know I know my distances based on each club, which is really helpful when you go to an actual course, because you don't have to be guessing like, oh yeah, is my 9-iron gonna get me 120? Like, with this practice here and with this data, you'll remember. So now I just switched from practice to course, and as you can see, I chose Pebble Beach, which is, you know, one of the best courses of all time. I've never been there personally, but I will soon. I know my mom's been there to actually watch Tiger Woods in action before, but yeah. So this is me. I started the Pebble Woods course. Before I even dive into it, you'll notice that my driver has been really off lately. I need more practice with that. My irons and short game have been improving a lot since I've been coming here to SimCity. But yeah, my driver, because I kind of switched my swing up recently, and it's been helping like pretty much every aspect of my game except for my driver. I don't know if I have to swing the old way, which I was doing, which I don't like. But yeah, you'll see here that my driver is awful right now. But this is the first hole at Pebble Beach. You can change it in the settings, but most of the time I don't like to play with too much wind. Again, you're here to practice, not to have a super challenge. But I mean, when you're here with some friends and when you're have a game night going on or something, yeah, you can definitely change the settings up a little bit. And like I mentioned before, I don't have putting on right now. I have it set so that once you hit the green, it's automatic 2-putt, and I think once you're within 10 feet, it'll 1-putt. But yeah, the putting, I'm not a huge fan of. Right now, it's still warm up. Whenever you start a new course, it lets you warm up your drivers or any tee shot, and then once you're ready, you could press the orange button on your touch screen or on the keyboard, and then that's when you'll actually start to play. But again, yeah, don't mind my driver. It's horrible right now, so I think here I am gonna start playing now. Again, this is Pebble Beach, hole 1. I believe it was a par 4. And here is my tee shot. Yeah, that was messy. It's going out to the right. I know a lot of other countries have strict out of bound rules, and once you're out of bound, you have to hit it. But again, in the US, it's not like that, and which is the same on the simulator. Totally in the rough somewhere out on the side, but it lets you hit it from here. You can always re-hit, but that it'll increase 1 stroke. I don't think I saw mulligans, or I might have disabled mulligans, but so now as you can see on the screen, it recommends a 5 hybrid, I think, for 190 yards, 17 feet up, but I believe I grabbed my 3 hybrid because I know myself that I probably can't reach that much with my 5 hybrid, especially from the rough. I mean, if you're wondering what difference does the rough make if you're hitting off a mat, the game actually adjusts for it. So if you're in the rough, it'll give you less distance than what you actually hit it. That wasn't too bad. I'm near the green. Of course, I would have loved to be on the green, but that's why we're here practicing. Here I have my 60 degree, which is probably my favorite club. My irons are all Callaway. My driver and my hybrids and are tailor-made because I'm so used to tailor-made. But yeah, hey, I just chipped it in right now. I hold out with my 60 again. It's funny, I was saying my 60 degree Callaway Jaws. I think this is the MD5, but yeah, that's my favorite club. I use that more than anything probably. But yeah, so anyway, I hold out with that one, which is pretty cool. You might think it's easy, but it's not. It's rare that happens. So that takes us to hole number 2. And yeah, so before I tee off on here, so this is basically what SimCity Golf is. It lets you practice, it lets you try out courses, which at the end of the day is great practice. And you can come alone and just practice. You can have guests here, and you can have a little game session or a little competition. You can have little tournaments. I mean, this is pretty much like golfing without actually going in terrible weather. Now, will it ever substitute going on the course? No, it will not. It's pretty close, I'll tell you that, but of course not exactly the same, so don't expect that. But anybody who loves golf, and anybody that I played it a little safe here, I did like a 3/4 swing. Whenever I know that a club that I'm using that day is off, I'll do a 3/4 swing just to play it safe. I know some people don't like it. It's like, oh, why are you playing it safe? But hey, that's if what I got to keep my strokes down, then that's what I'll do. But here, so again, if you can see, it says I'm 217 yards out. It's recommending my 5 hybrid, but again, I'm gonna club up and use my 4 wood here. The 4 wood, my hybrids are all TaylorMade burner, which is an older series, but I love them, so I haven't switched them out yet. And I'm using the X Hot Callaway for everything else. I don't use my other woods. They've been sitting at home like brand new, but I do carry my 4 wood with me. My woods from Callaway actually have a lot of weight, so sometimes like when I'm in the rough or this probably might not make sense, but because of the weight of the club head, I think my 4 wood, actually I might get more distance out of that than my 3 hybrid does. But I did get out of the rough. I did play it safe a little. I didn't go too far, but looks I have 127 yards left from here. It's telling me to use a 9 iron, but I believe I clubbed up on this one too, and I used an 8 iron here. 8 iron is another club that I use a lot. Even with shorter distances, instead of like 9 or wedge, sometimes I'll just do a half swing with my 8. Just yeah, that's just me. But here I am. Let's see, how did I do here? Yeah, I played it safe here too. I didn't really do a massive swing. Again, yeah, I could have put a little bit more club on that one and maybe got on the green, but I played it safe, and I should be, what, maybe 15 yards out from the pin? Alright, 20 yards, which brings my trusty 60-degree wedge out again. Oh, and by the way, when you set your Trackman profile, you can actually designate, well, not really designate, but you can put in there the clubs that you're carrying. You're only allowed to carry, what, 14 clubs in your bag, so it won't tell you to. Oh, that was pretty close again. But yeah, so once you have your profile set and once you're logged in, it won't tell you to take all your 3 iron and recommend that, because it knows that I don't carry a 3 iron, if that makes sense. It knows what I have in my bag based on the settings that I set on my profile, and it's really easy to change too. If one day I do decide to carry like my 3 wood or my 5 wood instead of my hybrids, yeah, I could just switch it out on my phone or on the website real fast, and when I do go play that day, it'll adjust for that. And when it gives you your club recommendation, it'll only recommend what you actually have in your bag. So I believe this one there was no way to get on with this one, so I am gonna tee off with my hybrid instead of my driver, because I'm gonna have to cut left anyway, as you can see on the right side of the screen. But yeah, that was not a bad shot. We went past the bunker. Okay, wasn't too bad. Again, I love the fact that it gives you the spin speed. I wasn't too aware of what the spin speed would tell me, but for starters, one of the owners here, when he was showing me around before I signed up here, he was showing me how his wedges weren't really stopping, or he wasn't getting any backspin, and then he found out that he has to have at least 8,000 spin speed on there. So he got to work on that, and he was only at like 6,000. And then also vice versa, when you're hitting out of the rough or when you're hitting your driver, you want a lower spin speed so that you have, once the ball lands, it'll carry more. And little stuff like that is stuff that I would have never known if I haven't tried this Trackman system here at SimCity Golf. Again, as you can see, for video purposes, I didn't want to look like a total idiot, so I'm playing it safe. I know I could have clubbed up or hit a little harder and try to get on the green, but I played it safe, and once again, 20 some yards out, and getting my 60-degree wedge out again. Alright, so that puts us on the green. And again, the system will auto 2-putt for you once you're on the green. It'll do a 1-putt if you're within 10 feet radius of the pin. But yeah, so there you have it. That's SimCity Golf in Henderson, Nevada. If you're ever in Las Vegas, come check it out. If you have any questions about this place or the Trackman system, feel free to send me a message. Here's some pictures of me and my friends, my wife that have come here with me and just had a good time. Thanks for watching.